It is Thursday night. I'm Eric Green. The big story at 5:30 is more problems at the Peoria Riverfront Museum, and the latest could place the museum's accreditation in jeopardy. In the year and 3 months it's been open, attendance projections have fallen way short, and that led to financial issues for the public-private endeavor. The museum's first president and CEO left just after 6 months, and now this new CEO, on the job now for just 6 weeks, came with the optimistic hopes of a fresh start. But now a more physical issue has come to light. HOI 19's Audrey Wise is live tonight outside the museum to explain. Audrey.
The new Peoria County Riverfront Museum is experiencing some growing pains. Before the museum even opened, Peoria County officials say they knew there was a problem with the building's heating, ventilation, and air conditioning system. That in turn led to a flooring problem inside one of the main exhibit halls. If you've been to the Peoria Riverfront Museum, it's a problem you may not even think of or notice. The HVAC system is not able to control temperature and humidity the way that's needed for a museum. Humidity control is critical for a building that houses very expensive and unique artifacts.
We have, in fact, put in workaround solutions that have been able to keep those temperature and humidity controls where they need to be so that we are properly taking care of the artwork and other exhibits. Condensation from a unit in turn caused a floor in the main exhibit hall to buckle. That has since been replaced under warranty. The museum's new CEO says he was aware of the problems when he was hired and says it comes with the territory.
I've operated large buildings for some time. I always expect issues. It's just part of having a big building.
Peoria County officials own the building. They have hired a company to look into the issue and help come up with a solution. Officials say they're just not sure what happens next. Could there be a possible lawsuit, or could taxpayers end up footing a bill? We have some initial estimates. I don't think it would be appropriate for me to speak to those right now.
The process we're going through involves, as you might imagine, assessment of responsibility.
While it's been a lengthy process and one that's certainly not over yet, officials hope to have a long-term solution in place soon, a necessity for the museum to have a lasting legacy in Peoria's history. I made a call to the construction company on the project, Turner Construction out of Chicago. They referred all questions to county officials. A call to the Dewberry architectural firm has not been returned. Reporting live in Peoria, I'm Audrey Wise. Eric, back to you.
All right, Audrey, thank you. If the problem is not fixed, a museum could also face accreditation problems. The Riverfront Museum is accredited by the American Alliance of Museums, and part of that accreditation involves collection care. That means it has to keep the humidity and temperature at a certain level. If there is a known problem with maintaining those levels, the Accreditation Commission will look into it and decide if the museum still meets the criteria to hold that title. The town of Hopedale tonight is mourning the loss of one of its own. HOI 19's Audrey Wise is at the big board with more on the life and legacy of Captain Reed Nannon. Audrey.
The Department of Defense has confirmed 32-year-old Marine Captain Reed Nannon died March 1st. He was training at Top Gun School at Air Station Fallon in Nevada when his plane crashed. Nannon is from Hopedale and graduated from Olympia High School in 2000. He met his wife Sarah at the University of Illinois. They were stationed in Japan and have 4 kids together. His youngest was just born several weeks ago. He never got to meet her. Those close to him say Nannon died doing what he loved, flying an airplane.
It was a kind of a lifelong dream for Reed, and he just kind of had that some of that quiet confidence and that quiet leadership type skill.
Always fun, but always responsible. And just so smart. He could grasp anything he was interested in.
Captain Nannon served 2 tours of duty in Afghanistan. The crash is still under investigation. Nannon's best friend joined us via Skype. Tune in to HOI 19 News at 10 to hear from him. I'm Audrey Wise reporting. Back to you.
All right, Audrey, thank you. Services, by the way, for Captain Nannon are tentatively scheduled for March 21st and 22nd. A memorial fund has been set up to help his family, and you can find more information on that at youcaring.com. and just search for Reed Nannon. It is Wednesday night. I'm Eric Green. All indications are that we're in for another rough ride as we prepare for the skies to open wide again. Chief Meteorologist Chuck Collins is here with a look at what's going to happen. Chuck.
All right, Eric, thanks a lot. On a lighter side, one word, mow. Do it tonight and maybe tomorrow morning, because you're not going to have the opportunity until late in the weekend with more heavy rain on the way. Serious nature of the situation is developing with more flooding a possibility. Really nothing brewing right now, just cumulus clouds out there as we have a very unstable atmosphere, but no triggers yet. All the triggers are out to our west tonight, but tomorrow afternoon, showers and storms start firing through Saturday. It looks like anywhere from 2 to 4 inches area-wide, maybe 3 to 5 inches, so that will exacerbate flooding out there. Take a look at the April-May numbers for Peoria. 16.5 inches of rain in April and May. The total springtime value, 19.3, the record 19.9, so yeah, we're going to bust that wide open. Otherwise, a delightful evening out there, so take advantage of the dry weather. It's soon to change about this time tomorrow. Eric?
All right, Chuck, thanks a lot. Bo Ebenezer is joining us right now. He's just back from the community of Edwards in Peoria County, which of course got hit hard with the flooding last month. And now with this coming, you wonder if people are going to be sticking it out there, or are they going to take off?
Well, right now there's still about 6 houses that have people living in them right now, Eric. And those are mainly houses that weren't hit too hard last time. There was just some minor damages, and they're actually still doing work on them right now to get them up and running. And like you said, that was from the flood this last April when the Kickapoo Creek levee in Edwards was breached and left dozens of these residents displaced from their homes. Residents say they're looking for answers on what will become of their already diminished community, with more flash floods on the way.
You get enough amount of rain in a short enough period of time, and it doesn't take much, and it'll be over again. Everything's saturated, all the fields, all the ground. Water can't go nowhere. It has to run off. So
residents say rumors have been circulating on a buyout, along with the idea of raising their homes 14 feet. This will all be discussed in the meeting tonight, a countywide meeting for Peoria County.
Okay, well, that should be quite an open house, a very interesting open house this evening in Chillicothe. People there going to find out how to recover from last month's flood with another one looming. Residents of Peoria, Tazewell, Woodford counties encouraged to head to Illinois Valley Central High School in Chillicothe tonight to discuss flood recovery options with state officials who will be there. They include elevation, demolition, relocation assistance, and buyout programs. The open house begins in about an hour in Chillicothe at 6:30. Massive rain caused a tidal wave to bust through the doors of a building on the campus of Carl Sandburg College, and it was all caught on tape. HOI 19's Marshana Hester is here now to explain what caused it. Marshana.
Well, Eric, a clear-cut answer to that question is being evaluated, but President Lori Sundberg says storm sewers appear to be clogged just a bit from past rains. The #1 focus right now, however, is dealing with the immediate disaster. Now check out this amazing video captured by a security camera last night. The water comes in slowly, then its mighty force just rips the doors off the hinges, taking computers and furniture with it. Other camera angles show debris floating around the corner. The water is gone now, but a big, slippery, muddy mess is left behind. President Sundberg says it's too early to know damage estimates, but is thankful no one was hurt.
We're very grateful. After looking at what happened in Oklahoma, we are extremely grateful, and everything that we have here can be repaired or replaced, and so we are very, very happy that we are in the situation that we're in, so we're grateful.
Sundberg says a similar event happened in 1982. Now, summer classes that they have there are canceled through Friday as restoration crews begin cleanup and the insurance adjuster examines the damage. Now, coming up tonight at 10, officials with the National Weather Service in Lincoln explain why the heart of Illinois is in for the long haul when it comes to these periodic heavy rainfalls that cause flooding. Eric, back to you.
Shanna Hester, thank you. The big story at 5:30 is the body of a man found in the apartment of Peoria City Councilman Gary Sandberg. HOI 19's Audrey Wise live tonight on Southwest Adams with more on the discovery. Audrey.
Eric, Peoria police are investigating a death here at 1213 Southwest Adams Street. It is the home of Peoria at-large City Councilman Gary Sandberg. Peoria County Coroner Jonna Ingersoll says a body was found at 12:15 this afternoon on the second floor of the building by a friend of Gary Sandberg. At this time, she says she does believe it is the body of Gary Sandberg, but says it is so badly decomposed they will have to do further testing to positively identify the body. An autopsy is scheduled for tomorrow. Now, there was just a gentleman here. He was sealing off the residence, the front door, with Some plywood, and Peoria police have cleared the scene. Gary Sandberg is the longest seated Peoria City Councilman. He was elected in 1989. Of course, we'll have the latest on this developing story as it becomes available. Reporting live in Peoria, I'm Audrey Wise. Eric, back to you.
Audrey Wise, thank you very much. Convicted mass killer Christopher Harris will spend the rest of his life in prison. McLean County Judge Scott Drzezuski has sentenced Harris to 5 consecutive natural life terms. Harris was found guilty of 38 charges in May for the murders of 5 members of the G family in Beeson, Logan County. The bodies of Rick and Ruth G and 3 of their children were found inside their home in Beeson in September of 2009. Several of their relatives filled the large courtroom in Lincoln this afternoon. Prior to the sentencing, Harris apologized for the loss both families suffered, but he admitted nothing, saying, and we quote, "I made a lot of stupid decisions that night, but I did not commit the crime," end of quote. After the sentencing, one relative said Harris got what he deserved.
We're happy with what has happened with the justification. The 5 consecutive life terms is exactly what we're looking for. Can't give him the death penalty, but it probably would be an easy cop-out to give him the death penalty. So justice has prevailed.
In addition to 5 life terms, a judge also sentenced Harris to 80 years for attempted murder, home invasion, and armed robbery. 3-year-old Tabitha G survived the attack inside her family home.